everybody. Welcome to yet another episode of CEO Talks. We have Amar Doshi with us today, who heads the India operations for Lumen Data. So, Amar, as far as we've heard and gone through your social media profiles, you've served Lumen Data for the last 11 years, and then you were an integral part into setting up the entire India operations for Lumen Data. So, how has the overall journey been? So, we want to hear it from your own mouth. So, what does Lumen Data do? What are the services that you offer?
Sure. So first of all, thank you so much for having me on this talk. So Lumen Data is primarily a consulting company. We operate in master data management, data integration, data quality, big data, data analytics, predictive analytics, as well as the data governance. And we are partnered with Reltio, Informatica, and other enterprise companies, right? And we operate in the region of North America, Asia, India, and then Asia Pacific, right? And the business, overall, the overall business model is like we do business. We have an onshore team, right? And then we have to augment the onshore team, we have an offshore team, and we collaborate between onshore and offshore to deliver the projects. And at the same time, we also have a dedicated sales team in Asia Pacific region as well as for North America region.
So my second question would be that we've witnessed this in the last decade or so, that more and more companies right now are being more reliant on data, right? So why do you think it is so, and what are your thoughts on this?
Right. So as you see, right, that more and more companies are moving towards the digitization, and more companies are relying on data to make right decision at the right time, right? And that allows them to be more cost effective. It helps them to improve their revenue, and it also helps them to adhere to the compliances. So by all in all, it makes them more efficient, and data plays a very integral role in that digitization journey, right? To give you a simple example, the companies earlier used to do the sales, right? The basic underlying use cases or basic underlying challenges remains the same. It's just that the way it is being addressed and the way it is being sold, right, is significantly different in last 20 years, or it has changed significantly in last 20 years. Companies still want to become more efficient. Companies still want to increase their net profitability, but then data plays a very important role. When companies when companies get, for example, I'll give you an example of master data management is one of our core competency. So companies know with the master data management who is their right customer. They get to know the 360 degree view of the customer, right? And that helps them to improve the decision making about the customer, and it helps them to because of those right decisions, it helps them with the profitability, revenue, and becoming more and more efficient.
What does data transformation involve at a technical level?
Sure. So in simple terms, data transformation could be as simple as converting male to M and female to F to standardize the data across the systems, right? So that could be the most basic data transformation you could imagine. On the other hand, the complex data transformation could be something like that. Various geography within the company would be identifying the same asset with a different name. Then how do you make sure that everyone at the business level identifies the same asset with the same name? That could be something like glossary kind of thing, right? Having a glossary at the organization level. That could be a complex data transformation at the other end of the spectrum. So it is a very large and vast subject, how the data transformation happens. But then typically what happens is that um, the data could be like a simplest transformation, and then you have the all these data pipelines, and through which the data goes through the various transformations, and then it serves various purposes for the various stakeholders, right? So yeah, I mean it's a very complex thing, very difficult to explain here, but I imagine I have answered the question.
Do you feel that artificial intelligence play a role into ensuring that the quality of the data is ensured?
Yes, and it is already there. Artificial intelligence is already playing a very important and vital role in ensuring the data quality. I'll give you an example. Typically, we all do the shopping on the e-commerce sites, right? And then what happens is that we interact with the e-commerce company in multiple ways. We interact with them through their mobile app. We interact with them through their web chat, customer care service, or we interact with them through their websites, right? There are multiple channels, and then for a company, it becomes very difficult to keep track of all these communication channels, right? And also at the same time, we also have our own opinions on Facebook's, Twitter's, right? We keep giving that. So for a company, it becomes very vital that they collect all this information in a right way, right? They are able to process that data, and then they are able to deduce the right information out of it. To give you an example, let's say you have placed an order with one of the e-commerce site, right? And out of the two items that you have ordered, one is delivered and one is not delivered. Now, as a customer, you might go as a Rima on their as a username, but when you are doing the chat with their customer service agent, right, you would just say R. I'm just saying, right? And then you would say that, okay, I have placed an order so and so on so date, and these are the two items I had ordered. XYZ is been delivered and ABC is not delivered, right? Now, for that customer executive to understand that this R person is nothing but the Rima person, right? How do they come to know? So that is something could be done through the artificial intelligence. There could be a dedicated algorithm which could understand that, okay, this R person is nothing but the Rima person, right? And the order that the person is talking about is this the order, and XYZ is being delivered and ABC is not delivered, and why it is not delivered. So all this information, if you could bring on the same platform, right? For that, you need to have a very good quality of data, and that could be done through the artificial intelligence.
My next question is, where do you see big data headed in the next 2 to 3 years?
Very interesting question. So I would say that for most of the companies, the basic primary challenges of collecting the data, and then building the data pipelines and to store the data, I think that aspect of the problem has already been solved. Now what next that companies are going towards is that artificial intelligence, and then advanced analytics, and making the right decision. So they have tons of data, right? But how do they make sense out of this data? And that is something we are going to see in future, right? Everyone is embarking on this journey of digitization. Everyone has this tons of data, and everyone knows that how to collect the data and how to store it. But then the most important thing now comes is that making the right decision on top of it, right? And that's where the big data is heading to, and that will actually improve decision making of the companies significantly. And we would see that lot more customer friendly or end user friendly applications and platform coming forward in next 2 to 3 years.
This is what we're all talking about, COVID-19, right? So my question to you would be, how has COVID impacted your business and how did you all cope up with it?
To be honest, we did have a slight blimp initially, but then we did recover very fast, and business is, like I said earlier, right, that business is really good. To be honest, COVID did not impact much us, except the fact that we had to work from home, and we had to we had to take all those measurements of social distancing, etc. But other than that, business has been well. I mean, it has not impacted us much.
Okay, so Amar, my next question is what is your take on remote working? And since the onset of COVID, that has been the current trend, right? So how do you think it's going to impact your business or the overall culture of the company?
I think I'm one of the very few early adopters of the remote working. I think I predicted 10 years back that we are heading in the direction of remote working. And the reason is very simple, right? As the industry becomes more mature, as the processes gets more mature, the hiring manager knows that what kind of goals to set for the team and how to get the job done, right, effectively. I think remote work is going to be is going to remain the integral part of the for our industry, and you would see that from a company's perspective, right? The most the maximum cost occurs towards the salary of the employees. Then second largest cost is the infrastructure, which is the building and electricity and water and all that, right? So if you could achieve the same amount of efficiency and productivity through the remote work, any CEO or any company owner, right, would want team to be remote as much as possible, as long as it doesn't impact their productivity. So to answer your question, it is going to be remain there. It is going to remain as an integral part of our life going forward. And actually, you would see that many of the companies would offer this as one of their perks, like 100% work from home, right? And people need not to travel to the base location. So that is going to happen.
Is there a project that you can talk about that kind of forced you to kind of bring out your creative and innovative side?
Yeah, right. So we are a technology company and we are good at technology, right? But then recently what happened is that, as you know, the trend in the industry where hiring has become very difficult. And we had to execute a project where, we were short on resources, right? And that actually forced us to make certain decisions, made us to come up with the innovative ideas so that we could execute the project with the very bare minimum number of team that we had on ground, right? And that involved basically flexible work hours and making people work on a couple of projects at the same time without actually impacting their productivity on either of the project, and at the same time compensating them for that extra effort that they were putting in. So the combination of all these things, so it was not a technical innovation, but then it was more of a people management and innovation around that actually made us to deliver the project successfully. So yes, that was one thing, and I think many other companies and many other people are trying to adopt the very similar thing, given the trend that we have recently in the industry.
How do you think businesses will change post-pandemic world?
I think more and more companies will embark on this digitization process, right? More and more companies will be innovative and be more reliant on the technology. And for consulting companies, I think business will continue to grow for foreseeable future for sure. And from the other mainstream industries perspective, right, they will continue to see growth in their business because in my personal opinion, from the economy standpoint of view, we have, at least for temporary, we have hit the bottom, and from here we can just go up, right? So that's my personal opinion.
Right.
So for foreseeable future, everyone's business will continue to grow. That's what I personally feel.
Okay. What kind of a person do you think is going to succeed in Lumen Data?
Someone who loves technology, someone who loves challenges, and someone who has intense zeal to learn new tools and technologies, because we are like a very dynamic company. We keep doing new stuff, right? So that's very important criteria for us. And at the same time, someone who is fun loving and has a very good customer facing skills. So that would be the right person for us.
What is next if I talk about Lumen Data's growth plans, scaling up plans?
Business is good. I believe we should be growing at much faster pace in coming years, right? We have already expanded our portfolio, and we imagine that this boom of business will last for at least a decade.
What do you do to relax?
I have 2 young kids. Play with them. I love watching movies, and I love driving. These are the things I do.
Best career advice you have ever been given?
That was during my very early days of career. One of my lead told me that you should never lie in your professional life. You should be honest, and that kind of stuck. And I never lie. I'm very honest, very transparent to my team and to my company.
What is one of the things you would put on your bucket list?
Definitely skydiving.
What are you reading currently?
Mostly technology stuff.
What's the first career you dreamed of having as a kid?
Oh yeah, this is interesting. So when I was growing up, I was influenced a lot by movies, and I wanted to become a honest police officer. And as I grew up, I realized that I don't stand a chance of becoming an honest police officer.
What's your favorite time of the day?
I think it's evening time when I play with my kids.
Name one other company and CEOs inspire you,
It must be Steve Jobs.
and why?
Yeah, it must be Steve Jobs because of his vision. When everybody said that build better Mac OS, he goes and builds iPod. When everybody said that improve the iPod, and he goes and builds the iPhone. So the vision. He's truly visionary guy.
Okay, Amar, it was wonderful to have you around, and thank you so much for giving us your time and this opportunity to having you interviewed. So thank you so much. We look forward to more such conversations in the future as well. Yeah.
Thank you so much for hosting me.